Hi, Helen from crystalsandcrochet.com here, and welcome to part 8, the final part of our crochet along revelation. Okay, so we're going to be doing this border area. If you're using any of the yarn, either of the yarn packs, you will have a reasonable amount of yarn left over, or you should have if you followed my guidelines on gauge and tension. So if you do want to add a couple more rounds, then please feel free to do so. Okay, but let's get started on this final part. Okay, so round 88. Really simple one. We're going to join with a standing single crochet in the last stitch of any side, and we are then in the chain 2 corner space, single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. Okay, you're then just going to single crochet in the next 225 stitches. Now, because we've got a half double crochet after the chain 2 space there, make sure that you pull your stitches right across so that you don't miss that first stitch. Okay, so corners, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then single crochet in the next 225 stitches. Okay, so all the way round and join to your standing single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 89. Before we start, there's a hint: do not skip an extra stitch after the corners. Okay, so we're going to join with a standing single crochet in the third stitch before any chain 2 corner space. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you've got 2 stitches left there before the corner. Okay, we're then going to chain 3 and skip those 2 stitches, and then our repeat starts with a 3 treble cluster, chain 2, 3 treble cluster in the chain 2 corner space. Okay, so yarn over twice, in, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, but don't complete the stitch. Okay, again, so a second partial treble. When the stitch is not completed, it's classed as a partial stitch. Okay, so we've got 3 partial trebles there where we've only done a yarn over and pulled through 2 loops twice. Yarn over, pull through all 4. Okay, chain 2 and again a 3 treble cluster. So we go through 2 and through 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, and then through, whoops, all 4 loops. Move our marker up into the new corner space. Okay. We're then going to chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches. Okay, so make sure, even though they're only single crochets, look at the posts, because it's highly likely that the top of that first single crochet will be covered. Okay, so this is where we make sure that we're not skipping an extra stitch. Okay, so skip 1, 2, single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and then our repeat as we work across is chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches and make a 3 treble cluster in the next stitch. 2, 3, chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches and single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so it's chain 3, skip 2, 3 treble cluster in the next stitch, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet in the next stitch, and we're going to do that 37 times. Okay, so your last single crochet will end here with 2 stitches left, so you'll just chain 3, skip those last 2 stitches and then start again, corner, 3 treble cluster, chain 2, 3 treble cluster, chain 3, skip 2, making sure you're not skipping an extra one, single in the next stitch, and it's chain 3, skip 2, 3 treble cluster, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet. Okay, all the way round, and you're going to join to that standing single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Okay, try to keep your chains the same size as the top loops of a normal stitch, but don't worry if it does sort of curl over a little bit. When we make the next round, it will pull everything straight. Round 90, and we are going to join with a standing front post single around the last stitch of any side, which is that cluster made into the corner. Okay, then in the chain 2 corner space, single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. Move the corner marker up. Okie doke. And nice and simple, front post single around the next stitch, and then our repeat is chain 2, front post treble around the next stitch, which is your single crochet, chain 2, front post single around the next stitch, which is your cluster. Okay, so that's your repeat. That's your repeat. Chain 2, front post treble around the single crochet, chain 2, front post single around the cluster, and you're going to do that 38 times, and that will bring you right to the very end of your side. Okay, so your corner is single, chain 2, single, then it's front post single around that next stitch, and then you'll repeat, chain 2, front post treble around the single, chain 2, front post single around the cluster. And remember, keep your chains the same size as the top loops of your normal stitches, and then everything will sit nice and flat and even. Okay, all the way round, and then you're going to join to the standing front post single with a slip stitch. Round 91. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and then single crochet in the same stitch, which is that front post double, and then I'm going to pop a marker into that first single crochet. That's just so that you don't mistake that rising chain 1 for a stitch. Okay, and then single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, we've got a nice simple repeat again. Corner, single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. Let's move the corner marker up into the new corner space. Okay, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so each corner you'll have 2 single crochet and then single, chain 2, single, and then 2 single crochet after the corner. Okay, and then we're going to make 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space and single crochet in the next stitch, and we're going to do that 76 times. Okay, so 2 single into the chain 2 space, 1 into the next stitch, 1, 2 and 1. Okay, all the way along, and as I say, your last repeat will end with a single crochet made into that last front post single crochet in the next stitch, so that you make sure that there's 2 together there before you go into your corner. Single, chain 2, single, and then it's single in the next 2, and then 2 in the chain 1 space, 1 in the next stitch, all the way around. Join to that first single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 92, and we're going to join with a standing double crochet in the last stitch of any side. Okay, then we've got a nice simple one again in the chain 2 corner space, 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, so we've got normal corners, chain 2 and 2 double crochet, and then we are going to double crochet in the next 233 stitches, making sure that you don't skip that very first stitch. Okay, so again, if the top loops are hidden, make sure that you look for the post and that you don't skip that. Use stitch markers to help with your count every 25 or 50 stitches or so, just to make sure that you're absolutely correct with your stitch count. Okay, so as I said, nice simple one this round. Corners, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then double crochet in the next 233. So you're going to have a total of 237 double crochet on each side, and all the way around, and join to that standing double crochet with a slip stitch. Round 93, and before we start we've got a hint that says do not skip an extra stitch after corners. Okay, so first of all we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, so you've got one more stitch there before the corner, and we're going to make a beginning 3 double crochet cluster in the same stitch, so that's in this next to last stitch. So chain 2, that counts as your first partial double crochet, and then we're going to yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, and again yarn over, in, grab a loop, yarn over through 2. So when we're making a beginning cluster, we've only got 3 loops here because the chain counted as our first stitch. Okay, we're then going to chain 1 and skip the next stitch. In the chain 2 corner space we're going to make a 3 double crochet cluster. So remember, you're making partial stitches, so it's just through 2 loops once, yarn over and through all of those loops. Okay, chain 2 and then another 3 double crochet cluster. Let's move our corner marker up. Okay, so as you can see, the top loops of that first stitch are completely hidden or covered, so make sure that you look at the posts, not just your top loops. Okay, and then you won't skip a stitch. Okay, so we're going to chain one and we're going to skip that next stitch, which is that first one. And then our repeat is 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain one and skip the next stitch. Okay, so we're skipping that one and we're going to make a 3 double crochet cluster into that next stitch. Chain one, skip the next stitch. You are going to do that 118 times. Okay, so your corners are 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster. You're then going to chain one and skip the first stitch. Your repeat is then 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch, chain one, skip the next stitch. So as you come around, that will be your last chain one and skip the next stitch, the very last stitch of each side. Okay, so all the way round, join to your beginning cluster, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 94, and we are going to join with a standing front post double crochet around the last stitch of any side. Okay, then normal corners, so it's 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet in each chain 2 corner space. Oops. There we go. Move the corner marker up. Okay, then we've got a nice simple, oops, everything's falling off the table. Nice simple repeat as we work across. We're going to front post double crochet around the next stitch and then double crochet in the next chain one space, front post around the next stitch. Okay, so double crochet in the chain one space, front post around the next stitch. Okay, so your corners, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Then it's front post double crochet around the next stitch, and then your repeat is double crochet in the chain one space, front post double around the next stitch, 119 times. Okay. So all the way round and join to your standing front post double crochet with a slip stitch. Round 95, and again before we start we've got a hint: do not skip an extra stitch after the corners. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch and make a beginning 3 double crochet cluster in that same stitch. So chain 2, that counts as our first partial double, and then yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop and then through 2 and repeat. So there we've got our 3 partial double crochets, yarn over and pull through all the loops, chain one and skip the next stitch. So it's pretty much the same as we did down here. Chain 2 corner space, we're going to make a 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, 2 and 3 through all, chain 2 and then another 3 double crochet cluster. And 3. And because effectively you've got the base of 6 stitches in there, that's why, as you can see, that the top loops of that first stitch get hidden. So look at your posts rather than just your top loops as you come round after the corners. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and skip that next stitch, 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch, and then chain 1, skip the next stitch. So this time you'll notice that your clusters will fall into the normal double crochet, not the front post double. Okay, so our clusters are in the middle of our previous clusters. Okay, so you are going to do that repeat of 3 double crochet cluster, 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1, skip the next stitch, a total of 121 times. Okay, so you're going to have 123 clusters on each side, 122 chain 1 spaces, and obviously your chain 2 corner space. So all the way round, join to that beginning cluster, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 96, and we're going to join with a standing double crochet in the last chain 1 space of any side, and then double crochet in the same space. Okay, so you've got 2 double crochet in that last chain 1 space. You're then going to skip the next stitch in the corner, normal corners, so 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, so each of your corners is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then very simple as we work across, we're going to skip the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Okay, and you're going to do that 122 times, so skip the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the next chain 1 space, 122 times, and then when you come to the end you'll just have 1 stitch left to skip, that last cluster there. Okay, so nice and simple all the way round. You will have a total of 248 double crochet per side. Okay, all the way round, join to the top of the standing double crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 97. Okay, we're going to join with a standing double crochet between the last 2 groups of 2 double crochet. So when you're going between, you just basically go straight into that gap, not through the top loops. Okay, standing double crochet, and then a second double crochet in the same place, and we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. Okay, then we've got normal corners again, so 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, there we go. And then again, very simple round. We're very nearly there, only one more round to go after this. Okay, so skip the next 2 stitches, 2 double crochet between the next 2 groups of 2 double crochet. Okay, skip the next 2 stitches. So that's our repeat, 2 double crochet between the groups of 2 double crochet, skip the next 2 stitches. Okay, you can do that 123 times, and that will take you right up to this last 2 double crochet and skip 2 stitches. Okay, so it's a little bit like granny stitch, but with only 2 double crochet instead of 3. Okay, so make sure you're working in between the groups, not into the top loops anywhere. Okay, all the way round, join to your standing double crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 98. Okay, this is the final round of the pattern. However, you are going to have some yarn left over, so if you do want to add an extra couple of rounds, then you can maybe continue this pattern, or you could do an extra round of crab stitch to finish off if you want to. Okay, so we're going to join with a standing half double crochet in the last stitch of any side. Okay, in the chain 2 corner space, half double crochet, chain 2 and half double crochet. Okay, as I say, this is my final round for the pattern, so I no longer need my stitch markers. Okay, then you are simply going to make a half double crochet in the next 250 stitches. So 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way round. Your corners are 1 half double crochet, chain 2, 1 half double crochet. Okay, so just all the way round, and then join to the standing half double crochet, fasten off, work away all of your ends, and I hope that you have enjoyed the Revelation crochet along, and I hope to see you again for another video tutorial, another pattern very soon. Thanks for watching.